In this video, I'm going to walk you through creating custom workflow to automate follow-up action from customer voice surveys. In Chapter 9 of Working with Microsoft Forms and Customer Voice book, I talk about an example of an automotive company sending a survey after the customer picks up a new car. The survey uses Net Promoter Score or NPS to measure satisfaction and includes a survey variable to identify which dealer the customer purchased the vehicle from. In this video, we're going to create a workflow to check the NPS result and to notify the relevant dealer manager when a customer giving less than a promoter score in the survey. Customer Voice integrates with Microsoft Power Automate so that you can create workflow that connects to hundreds of business application systems supported by Power Automate. Start by creating an automated cloud workflow. Customer Voice writes survey response to data first, and you can use data first trigger to start the workflow when a new customer voice survey response is created. You can specify the trigger condition so that the workflow only starts when a specific survey response is received. To create the trigger condition, you can use the expression that I share to github.com/customervoice/book. Look for survey response trigger file and copy the expression. The expression includes survey identifier, which you can replace with your own survey ID, which you can find by opening the survey and look for the form ID value in the URL. The survey response includes a calculated satisfaction matrix. Since the survey does not require the NPS question to be filled in, the survey response may have an empty matrix. So we should first check if the matrix is null or empty. If the survey response contains satisfaction matrix, then you can obtain the value from the satisfaction matrix value column. The value is stored in JSON format, so you need to use the JSON parser to read the value. The JSON parser requires you to specify the schema. The schema is specified in the book, and I also share the schema to GitHub. Look for satisfaction matrix file under schema folder and copy and paste the content of the file to the JSON parser. Since there can be multiple satisfaction matrix value, you should use apply to each control to iterate each value it reads from the previous step. Add a condition to evaluate the NPS matrix by specifying the ID. To get the specific satisfaction metric ID, you can go to make.powerapps.com. Make sure to use the same environment as your survey project environment and get the data. Navigate to the data table, then expand the list of the table by clicking the link at the bottom of the page. Look for Customer Satisfaction Metrics table, then go to Data tab. The Satisfaction Metrics table contains definition of satisfaction metrics across all projects. Find your project name, then open the link. We will revisit this page shortly, but for now, export the table data into Excel. As I mentioned, the table contains satisfaction metrics from all projects in the environment. The exported table only refers to the ID, and to look for the metrics for your project, you can go back to the project page that we opened earlier and copy the project record ID from the URL. Using the project record ID, filter the project column in Excel, then copy the satisfaction metric ID to the condition step in the workflow. Then add a second condition to check for the value. In our case, we would like to check if the survey respondent giving NPS score less than promoter score. When the survey response has NPS other than promoter, then we can retrieve the rest of the answer from the survey to include in the notification. To do this, you can use Microsoft Form survey response action and specify the form name, which is what's shown on the survey header. As I mentioned earlier, the survey includes survey variable for the dealer name. We will need this dealer information to pull the relevant contact for the dealer. You can pull the dealer information from any system that Power Automate can connect to. In our example, we have the dealer information stores in Data1st, and we can use the Data1st list row connector to query the dealer information. The Data1st list row connector may return more than one record, so you need to use apply to each control following the list row. As the final step, I use send an email to the dealer manager and include the survey respondent information and the survey result in the body of the email. You can replace this last step to any steps based on your specific business requirements. With that, we are done with the workflow. Save the workflow and we can start testing it. Customer Voice provides multiple distribution methods for your survey. You can also create unique links based on your survey variable values. In our case, we can create separate links for different dealers. Let's get the link for Seattle dealership and submit a test response. The manager for the Seattle dealership then receives an email to notify her about the customer problem so she can follow up with the customer immediately to fix the problem. In this video, I walked through creating a simple workflow to automate follow-up action from Customer Voice Survey as described in Chapter 9 of Working with Microsoft Form and Customer Voice. For more information about how to use Microsoft Forms and Customer Voice, check out the rest of the book at aka.ms/customervoicebook. Thank you.